4, 3, 2, 1.
Champions! Wrexham are promoted. They have their storybook ending.
You can walk through the fire. You can walk through the fire. When it's down to the wire. You can walk through the fire.
Howdy, y'all, and welcome to the Wrexham Texan. My name is Jake Green. Thank y'all so much for joining me today for this 4-loss-in-a-row edition of the Wrexham Texan. A lot of people freaking out. It was definitely disappointing yesterday. Nothing about that ending was fun. The game was fairly exciting. Enjoyed watching some little sparks of the Wrexham from 5 games ago. So that was the most interesting thing that happened was actually seeing us play for a little bit the same way we have through most of the season up until the last few games. So that was a little reassuring that we still have some fire and we can still do what everybody knows we can do. It's just we haven't been performing exactly how we are used to performing recently. Yeah, today's episode isn't going to be super long. I'm very tired of talking about us losing, but I will talk about some things that I would like to complain about and also would like to not complain about. I don't even there are things I have complaints about and there are things that I'm just patient on, and still very much man, I am at a loss for words today. Still very much happy about, hopeful for, not pessimistic is basically what I'm trying to say. But first, let's get into the highlights because yeah, I always like watching the highlights. So here we go.
On Richards, little step over, hits the goal line, wins a corner. Or does he? Well, can they keep it from going out? Well, they can, but only by hacking it straight to Mullin. He shoots a great cross in.
I mean, that goalie, their goalie was phenomenal. I gotta say, like, their goalie was so good, because that was a fantastic header. Should have gone to the corner. I mean, it did go to the corner. It should have gotten past him. That was unbelievable goalkeeping by that guy. He did really well all day. He stopped. I mean, he's the reason that we didn't win that game. Look at that. Look at that passing. Phenomenal passing. Great shot. What a shot by Barnett. I thought Barnett played incredibly well. Great pass by Mullin. I wonder if he made that move on purpose or he ran past the ball. I wonder if that was a purposeful thing or if that was completely on accident. I don't really know. Yeah, fantastic save yet again by the keeper. And look at this. Aaron Hayden just wide left. We put so many balls wide left on headers. Perfect cross by McLean. Terrific header. Should have gone upper 90 on the left side. Yeah, just misplaced. It happens. I mean, it was pretty badly misplaced, so that's not my favorite thing, but it happens. Our passing yesterday, I thought, was fantastic. I thought we did a great job. I thought that was a penalty. I will say, we'll talk about Mullin here in a little while, but I thought that was a penalty. I mean, he just got knocked over, just taken straight to the ground. He did stop. Rather than playing the ball, he played the player, which I think we'll talk about that in a little while because that was just freaking stupid. Tozer with the long throws, fantastic. His long throws were great today, and then McLean with that shot nearly put it in the back of the net. He wound up and cranked that ball at the goalie from a crazy angle that would have been super difficult to score, but man, that would have been an epic goal. Yeah, let's see what else is happening here. They had a couple good chances in the first half. We blew it a couple times. We had some poor defense, but Okonkwo came through. Okonkwo had a great game, y'all. I thought he played fantastic. He did so well. Now we're in the second half. Yeah, they had a few chances to score, not as many as we did. How did he not score that? I mean, I know he was offsides, but that was a horrendous shot. He knows it. He knows it. That was a terrible shot. Cannon and Barnett, I love them playing together. High energy on that right side. Crosses it, Barnett, perfect. Lee, how did you not get that in? Gosh, that should have been a goal. Two headers went wide left from Lee and Hayden. That was brutal. Actually, three. It's two from Lee went wide left. We'll get to that here in a little while. Their goalie was always perfectly positioned, though. Like even if Lee put that on target, it could have been saved by their keeper. They had some good runs. They had some good times when they were. Look at that. Definitely a foul. Definitely a penalty. I don't think it was a red card. I'm not sure he could have gotten it.
No, but he was pulled back.
But then here's Arthur Okonkwo with the feet. What a save. It was at that point that I thought we were going to win. I know we hadn't scored at this point, but it was at that point where I was like, oh, all momentum is in our favor. We've got this. Okonkwo coming through in the clutch, and that wasn't the one. Oh, yeah, that poor goalie. Flip over your own player and land. I mean, he didn't end up landing on his head. His head maybe got a little whiplash, and he maybe got the wind knocked out of him, but it wasn't too bad. Then they gave it back to Bradford, which drives me nuts. It should have been our ball. And then, yeah, there's O'Connell. This was a foul, 100%. Poor defense right here. Okonkwo, great first save, nearly got the second one. That dadgum foul on Lee that was not called was idiotic. The dude literally, look at that. Just drags him to the ground. It was before that the real foul happened. They should never have had the ball. We should have had it. It should have been our ball on a free kick. Horrendous. And it was in the 90th minute. And Okonkwo just can't quite get the ricochet. It was brutal. It was just so deflating. So deflating. Got his own ricochet because we can't mark a man after he shoots. Terrible defense. Terrible defense. We got like one or two chances in injury time, one of which was Lee heading it wide of the net yet again. It's just a bunch of wide lefts yesterday. We did not put the ball on target enough. We did put the ball on target. Like we got some great shots. We played pretty well overall. We just didn't convert. We just haven't been converting recently, and I don't really understand it. I don't know where our goals went. I mean, Lee was scoring like crazy in the first half of the season. Mullen started scoring once he came back, and we just haven't had that in a while. And we're just on a drought, and we just got to push through, figure out how to come out of it and start scoring again, because it's we got to score some daggum goals, especially at home. We were shut out at home against a team that is mediocre. Not ideal. Let's go over some stats real quick. We dominated possession, 63-37. Everything else was pretty even in as far as the general statistics. Except for corners, we got 11 corners and couldn't convert any of them. Distribution 450 to 282 as far as passes. That's us dominating. We had 39 crosses. 39 crosses. Holy mother of mercy. They had 7. Their crossing accuracy was 43%. Ours was 23%. Well, we crossed the ball like constantly. It was just a barrage of crosses. They had 1 goal, 10 shots, 8 shots on target. We had 0 goals, 17 shots, 5 shots on target, which is a much worse shooting accuracy. Their accuracy was 80%, ours was 29. It's defense, they had 21 tackles, we had 17, 52 to 59% for each, and then they had 37 clearances, we had 8 because they had to clear it constantly. They conceded 19 fouls, thought it should have been more. They had 3 yellow cards, definitely should have been more than 3 yellow cards. They had who's the one dude? Let's see. In lineups where you see that? Yeah, I think it was it Platt? I think Platt. Yeah, I think it was Platt that should have had 2 yellow cards in the first half, which would have put him out of the game, and it was justified. I mean, he committed 2 fouls that were absolutely yellow cards. One of which he got a yellow card for, but the other one, it was I think it was when Elliot Lee was making a breakaway. No, I think that's the one actually got the yellow card, but he definitely deserved 2 yellow cards, which was a big bummer. The ref was letting them play. Generally, I like it when refs let teams play. I don't like the ref to be the reason that a game gets a certain result. I don't like them being that much of a factor. I like them letting them play. However, that Elliot Lee one was a crazy foul. I mean, the dude just dragged him straight to the ground. And they proceeded to get the ball and score. So not the most ideal reffing for that game, even though he did give out a ton of fouls. I really just don't know what to think of it. Who played well? Arthur Okonkwo played so well. Love that dude. Anybody out there who's been talking trash about Okonkwo, you need to shut up, because that dude was incredible yesterday. Saved a PK, saved multiple shots on target, almost got an impossible ricochet. He was fantastic. Loved watching him play. Always love watching him play. I thought Ryan Barnett was incredible. I thought he had some great crosses. I thought he had some quality moves. Great give and go with Mullen on that one play. He's just so quick and smooth with the ball. You never quite know where he's going with it. And I was very bummed to see him leave the pitch. Who came on for him? Was it Bolton? Bolton came on for him? Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bolton came on for Barnett, which Bolton actually had a couple good moves. So I was happy to see one of our new guys creating an opportunity for us to have the possibility to score. I would have liked to have seen Barnett on through the end of the game. And then I don't like Andy Cannon coming off either. Andy Cannon has all the energy. Now, with this game, I actually had no problem with Paul Mullen coming off. We're going to get to that in a second. Dalby, I don't know. Dalby, I liked Dalby last season. He has not been the same Dalby, and Mullen has not been the same Mullen. And then Marriott came on, didn't do much, didn't do anything noteworthy. Stephen Fletcher starting the game was a phenomenal choice. That dude crushed it. Almost scored a few times, should have scored a few times. Just sadly couldn't put it in the back of the net. Tozer is part of the reason we gave up that 1 goal. I love O'Connell. I thought he played great. I thought Aaron Hayden played pretty well. It's great having Aaron Hayden back. I love his height. We have definitely missed that. I am just praying to high heaven that he stays healthy, because he's a massive addition to our defense. Overall, y'all, like, a lot of our players individually played well. I thought George Evans was incredible yesterday. He had some amazing moves. he did. I mean, he anchors the defense or the midfield yesterday, and really he allowed us to keep that 63% possession that we had. I mean, we dominated in possession, and it's largely due to George Evans. Elliot Lee did great. Not as good as he did in the first half of the season. He hasn't been the same either. I feel like teams are beginning to figure us out, especially some of our players. Lee hasn't seemed to be able to create space recently in order to make his shifty moves that he loves to do. And so that's something that's a little concerning. And we're going to get to Mullen here in a minute, but actually, we're just going to get to Mullen right now. Got a tweet from Tony Wilding. Another 90 minutes where Paul Mullen goes missing. I love the lad to bits, but it's a conversation nobody wants to talk about. He's our main man, and he spent most of the day looking for free kicks off the ref. Step up. Okay, this is my biggest complaint of Mullen and of some folks on our team and of just football in general. Quit playing for fouls. Just quit it. It's idiotic to play for fouls. You are relying on the opinion of somebody in order for you to get an advantage over the other team, rather than playing to your skill set and trying to actually go after the ball and actually try to score and actually try to create space and pass the ball. Like you're playing to a guy who is there to judge you and ref you and tell you what you can and can't do, rather than actually just playing the game of football. This is what drives me nuts about Mullen. Like the one play where he actually legit probably could have gotten a penalty in the box. Rather than actually, let's just go back. I'm just going to put it back up on the screen. We're going to go back to it because this one drove me nuts. Because in a normal situation, where is it? There it is. In a normal situation, he may have gotten it, but since he fakes every dadgum call, he didn't get it. I believe it's this one right here. Yeah, O'Connell. See, he plays the player. Did you see that? Did you see that? See that? Look at this. You can see him. I'm going to pause it. You can see him. If he would have just kept going to the ball, he could have gotten to the ball and made a play. But instead, he looks where the defender is and decides to stop in front of the defender rather than just going to get the ball. You will never get a referee to call that. Ever. The ref was watching him the entire time. You can look at the ref the entire time. Look at this. As soon as it's kicked, the ref, look at this, looks directly at Mullen. And he can see him look for the defender and back up into him rather than making a play on the ball. He's not going to call that. While maybe it was technically a penalty, he's not going to call that because you're not playing football. You're literally, I don't even know what you're doing. You're trying to game the system is what you're doing. And this is what Paul Mullen does on a regular basis. Like I said, I love Paul Mullen. I think his skill is undeniable, but you cannot do this. You have to play to your skill. Go get the ball, quit whining about everything, shut up and play football. It's not that difficult to do. It's infuriating, and it puts us in a situation where we're going to get fewer calls from the referees, because the more people on our squad that fake fouls or that seek out fouls rather than playing the ball, the fewer fouls are going to get called in our favor. That's basically what's going to happen. And that's basically what's been happening. because there have been times when Mullen actually does get fouled, but because he's cried wolf so many daggum times, they're not going to call it. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't call it either. When we get robots running the reffing side of things, then maybe you'll get that call. But these are people who have opinions. And if their opinion is you're a faker and you're a flopper and you're diving all the time, you're not going to get the calls that you would normally get. And this was a prime example of that. It was a terrible, stupid thing for him to do. He could have played the ball. He could have gotten it. He could have shot and he could have scored. But instead he said, I'm going to run into the other player so that we can maybe get a penalty kick. Come on, man. Like, play football. It's incredibly frustrating. On the other side, Craig Jones tweeted out, I love the rules of football. Players can go down 100 times in a match, very obviously pretending they've hurt their head, and the referee stops it every time. They actually think it's okay. They actually think this is okay to be the rule. Yeah, this did happen quite a bit. I watched one guy go down, grab his ankle, and then when the ref didn't stop play, he started grabbing his head, and then the ref stopped play. I don't care for that either. It shouldn't be incentivized for you to stop play for a head injury, unless you actually see a head injury, because everybody's just going to start grabbing their head and acting like it's a head injury. It's idiotic. I remember the days where they didn't stop play. You just had to shake it off, or they waited till the ball went out and then they stopped play. They waited till something actually happened. You just had to writhe around on the ground. That's what happened when I was growing up, when I was playing football, soccer, whatever. You basically were writhing around on the ground in pain until the ball went out of bounds or there was a foul of some sort. And so I don't care for this just stopping play because someone falls down on the ground and starts grabbing their head. I mean, where's your self-respect? I don't get it. Where's your self-respect? Stop acting. You're not an actor. Just go play football. Drives me nuts. Anyway, I'm getting pretty sick of the diving and the complaining and the whining of the players. It's mainly Mullen, McLean. Who else whines nonstop? Just going to call them out. Mullen, McLean. Well, okay. It's mainly Mullen and McLean. Quit whining. Mullen, you're our star player. You're the guy that we need to score most of our goals. You got to stop whining to the refs because it's not going to help us whatsoever. All right, let's get over to this interesting post. This is from Simon Johnson. With Ollie Palmer, 10 wins, 7 draws, 0 losses. Without Ollie Palmer, 11 wins, 2 draws, 9 losses. Very interesting. And he says, pick Ollie. Wait, pick Ollie, we don't lose. I think he mistyped that, but whatever. Pick Ollie, we don't lose. And then we have another tweet from Tommy Shuffle. Free Ollie Palmer. There's something to this. I mean, stats don't lie. It's not the whole story. It's not causation, but it might be correlation. 0 losses with Ollie Palmer in the lineup, either in the lineup or on the bench, and 9 losses when he's not. That's something. It's not just coincidental. 9 losses when he's not in the game, or not a sub, or not in the lineup. So I've been saying this for a while. I miss Ollie Palmer and Mullen playing together. We definitely need something new. We need to change up our tactics a little bit. And Parky's going to realize this. I think there are far too many people freaking out right now. Teams lose 4 in a row. It's not fun. There are bad streaks for everybody. And this is my 4th episode in a row saying there are bad streaks for everybody and we'll be fine. But it's true. it's not pleasant while it's happening, but y'all, we're still fifth. We're still fifth in the daggum league. Like, we're okay. I don't like people saying Parkey might not be able to get us up to the next level when he's gotten teams up to the next level prior. Like, he is fully capable of managing this team up to League One and maybe the championship. You know, maybe if he's sticks around for 10 years, maybe he figures out how to get us into the Premier League. But I do think we need to shake things up a little bit. And I think bringing Ollie Palmer back into the starting lineup would be a great start. I always liked Ollie Palmer. He's physical. I wouldn't even mind seeing a Palmer Fletcher combo at some point in time, whether that's Fletcher coming in for Mullen or Palmer coming in for Mullen at the end of a game or second half of the game or something like that. Just something where we have a bunch of super physical guys out on the field. McLean, Fletcher, Palmer, Tozer. Lee is very physical. Cannon is especially very physical. Let's get all those guys out there on the field together and see what happens. I'm super interested in seeing that, and I'm definitely on board with Ollie Palmer coming back into the games, because it's been too long, too many games where I haven't seen him in, and he wasn't even on the bench this game, which is strange, infuriating. Like, since we have Marriott now, how often is Palmer going to get into the lineup? That's the real question. Because we all knew Palmer was ahead of Bickerstaff, even though I'm questionable on that. But now that we have Marriott, I'm not sure when or if Palmer's going to be back in the game. I mean, unless Dalby is replaced by Palmer. But Dalby's a younger dude, and like we want younger guys to hone their skills and get more practice with our first team and playing big matches. So I don't know. I just want Palmer to come back. So let's just get him in there. Next topic, Jacob Mendy. Turns out Jacob Mendy deleted his Instagram because he was receiving so much hate online. Which, what do you have to be angry with Jacob Mendy about? I don't understand this. I don't understand fans being cruel to their own players. It makes no sense to me. What do you think that's going to do for your team or for them? Do you think they're going to play better because you're calling them a bunch of names and you're being rude and cruel and mean? No, it's not going to do any of that. It's only going to make him do what he did, which is delete his Instagram and likely not play as well. It will likely hurt his confidence at some point. You can only go through so much of that before it starts affecting your mental state. And so I would, condemn any of that crap. Jacob Mendy's awesome. He's a great footballer. He plays great for his country. Last month, loved it. Loved seeing that. Love that he's on the Gambia national team. Fantastic. And I love that we have him back now. So I don't really understand it. Just, send Jacob Mendy some love rather than all these people sending him some hate. I don't care for that whatsoever. Let's see. Then we've got Ryan Reynolds tweeted out, "The entire Bradford City squad played with so much heart today. Congrats," which he then deleted. Weird that, I mean, I don't have a problem with him tweeting that. I don't think they played with that much heart. I think they played with a lot of fouls. But it's weird that he deleted it, maybe because he came to the conclusion that it wasn't heart, it was just fouling. Maybe that's what it was. But Bradford seems to have our number. What was it last time? Did we lose to them? We tie. I don't remember. Did we tie them last time? Did we lose to them? Whatever it wasn't ideal. And yeah, the fact that Ryan Reynolds deleted that tweet put the internet ablaze, which is strange. All right, let's get over to Parky. Yeah, there are tons of people saying that Parky may not have what it takes to get us to the next levels. I don't agree. Neither do Ryan and Rob. And I think it's crazy to start talking about firing a manager after 4 losses. I don't care for that. That is 100% a football world mindset. That is not the case in the United States with any sport. Soccer, American football, basketball. No one thinks after 4 losses in a row that the coach should be fired in any sport over here, period. So that the whole mindset of 4 losses in a row means the coach, we should be looking at our options, is idiotic. Everybody calm down. Parky, I think it's we've lost like 5 or 8 games in 77 games at home. I think we're okay. I don't think you got to worry about it so much. Don't be so emotional. Let's just think it through, be patient, and we'll get there. We're going to get our victories. The title of this episode is We Won't Win the League. And this last game was kind of my evaluation on whether or not I think we would actually win it or could win it. Obviously, anything's possible. I think we could win it. I don't think we will. That being said, I still think we'll get promoted. I think we'll end up in the top 3. If not, I think we absolutely have a shot at winning the playoffs. I don't like losing, but at this point, all of y'all should be so used to losing, being 15 years in the National League, that this shouldn't phase you that much. Don't have like flashbacks. Just remember what it was like when we were crap. And now look where we are. So everybody just be patient. Everything's going to be okay. Look where we are on the table. We're 5th. We're 2 points behind Crew, 1 point behind Barrow. We have 2 games in hand on both of those teams, 1 game in hand on Mansfield and Stockport. We're going to be fine. We've played the fewest amount of games of anybody in the top 11. So we've got 2 games in hand on some, and 1 game in hand on others. So we're going to be just fine. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. Like, you don't have to change your tune just because I have to keep saying that over and over again. We are going to be fine. We have enough talent in the squad to bounce back, to not let this turn into a complete season-long downward spiral. We're going to be just fine. Sutton United. And I like that we have a short week. We have a short week. It's an away game at Sutton, who is number 23 and bound to get relegated by the end of the season. It's not a guaranteed win. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed these days. But they're not doing well. They're not doing well at all. We beat them in October, 2-1 at our place. And then the last time we played before that was, in the National League. That's right. They got promoted. Yeah. It was in the National League. Oh my gosh. They might go back down after what, a year, 2 seasons in League 2. They might go back down. Yeesh. That would suck for them. We've got Sutton up on Tuesday. I love a short week. I'd love to wash that bad taste out of my mouth and get a victory on Tuesday. What's annoying about Tuesday games is generally they're during my work time. And so I have to, I actually have a photo shoot during the game. But she won't mind if I have the game on my phone. So I'm okay with that. My prediction for the Sutton game. I've been going crazy with my predictions. The last two, I think I predicted a total of 8 goals from us, and we've scored nothing. So 1-0. 1-0. We beat Sutton away. Elliot Lee gets the goal. That's my prediction. Yeah. I don't know, y'all. It's hard to get super excited when we've lost 4 games, but I think it's super important to stay positive and remember that we're doing just fine. This is not the end of the world. One more thing to talk about today, y'all. Just one more. Today is the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. Starts at 6:30, which is in 6 hours from now. Today's Super Bowl, Chiefs versus 49ers. And I would urge everyone out there to root for the 49ers because the Chiefs are stupid. They're just a stupid team, stupid players, and a stupid pop star on their side. So everybody needs to go for the 49ers. Highly recommend. There is one drinking game that I propose. Every time Taylor Swift is shown on camera, you take a drink. You're all going to be hammered if you play this game. So if you're a big drinker, it's the game for you. Highly encourage it. That's it for today, y'all. Go follow me, Instagram, Twitter, WXMTexan. I'm much more active on Instagram, although I do tweet every now and then. And I definitely put out reels on both. So you'll be able to get clips of this show throughout the week. Yeah, just maintain the faith. Just stop spitting hate at some of our players. Stop abusing some of our players. It's idiotic to do that. It makes no sense. They're our players. Why would you hurt your own people? So, yeah, stay positive and up the town. We'll see you next week.
Search my soul with all your heart, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. And if you knock my soul with all your strength, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find it.